Here are 5 awesome side hustles that you can do right now, and I picked these particular side hustles because you can do them at any age, and if you're under 18, you can still do these side hustles without having to get paid a tiny wage. Now, these relate to people over 18, so if you're over 18, keep watching, but they also relate if you're under 18, so if you're under 18, definitely keep watching. I was recently looking at the average wage for someone under the age of 18, and it was actually shocking how low it was. It's around £200 a week in the UK, and it does drastically jump up between 18 and 21. It jumps up to around 18,500 a year. But I wanted to pick 5 side hustles that weren't dictated by these average wages, that had their own unique wages where you can get paid a lot more than what the average was. Before going into each of these 5 ideas, please don't forget to smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. It does wonders and I really appreciate it. And let's just get straight into the video. Idea number 1 is social media managing, and this is an awesome idea, and it does not matter how old you are. In fact, the younger you are, it could actually be in your favor. So this is a really cool idea. The best thing for social media managing is just to have, a kind of portfolio, but not necessarily a portfolio, but with just some experience. People don't really care if you have, a degree or qualifications in social media managing. They just want to see that you've done it or you're good at social media and you can do it. Your ideal client is just someone that's got a lot on their plate that can't fully manage their Instagram account or whatever social media account they're using, and you're just able to manage it for them. They know you're not going to be getting them thousands and thousands of followers, but the fact that you're able to manage it and post daily or post multiple times a day, that in turn will get them followers, and that's why they'll like you. Because someone running a business simply doesn't have time to also run all these different social media channels, and I'm speaking from experience here. I find it so difficult to keep track of my Instagram, my Facebook, my TikTok, my LinkedIn, all of these different social media platforms, and just having someone to control those things is amazing, especially for consistency. So this is where you step in. You have to then speak to people and tell them, you can manage their social pages. You can make sure they're staying consistent. You can stay consistent for them. And it's super easy because you can find media anywhere. They can send you a whole bunch of files for you to upload. And if you want to make even more money from this, I wouldn't even call it a side hustle because this can be a real business. But if you want to make even more money, you can just get more and more clients in your roster. So the more clients you have, the more you're getting paid. So you're not dictated by a specific wage. It all starts with outreach. Outreach meaning you have to DM them, email them, Facebook message them. Whatever you need to do to get in contact with them, you need to start messaging people. And a lot of these side hustles, you'll see a similar trend in the sense of how you're going to have to contact them. But don't be worried about any of that. It's really not that hard to contact people. Yes, you'll get a lot of rejections, but some of the time you won't get rejection. So you want to try and find people who look like they're doing quite well in business, but their Instagram is lacking. So either they're not being very consistent, their posts aren't very good, they don't have very many followers, but because of maybe their YouTube account or something else that they are actually, a solid, successful business person and they can afford to pay someone to manage their account, but they just don't have the time themselves. Those are the people that you want to message. Now, the reason why I'm specifically saying Instagram rather than YouTube and TikTok and Facebook and all these other platforms is because with Instagram, it's the easiest thing for you to manage because it doesn't require, with YouTube, for example, they'll need to make videos with their face. So it's a lot harder for you to manage their YouTube. Or Facebook, very similar. With Instagram, you can literally use Unsplash and get tons of photos, whatever niche they're in, and use those photos. They could also send you a folder of like 150 photos just to go through and upload. It's a much easier platform for you to manage, and it requires very little work on their part. Because the idea of doing this social media managing and your sales point, your unique sales point is the fact that you're trying to save them time. So if you say to someone, I want to save you time, I really want to help you out, let me manage your Instagram account. If you then have to say, but I need you to constantly create the content, send me the content, that's not helping them out. They don't have time to do that. You need to make sure that you're able to create the content, which is why I say Instagram. An important thing to know is don't expect clients straight away. You're going to get a lot of rejections, and that's totally okay. And at first, you might need to offer very, very cheap prices. Maybe even do the first 2 or 3 clients for free just to build up your portfolio. But just don't expect people straight away to be like, yes, 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 this is amazing. Okay, expect rejections, but continue to persevere and email, direct message. If you don't want to get on the phone, you don't want to get on Zoom, then just stick to emailing and direct messaging. But if you don't mind, talking to people, then just see if you can phone them, see if you can get on a Zoom with them. An awesome thing that you can do to really increase the chances of actually getting clients is this. And this idea is just brilliant. So it's just really cool. What you could do is you could do a screen recording on your phone. So here's my phone, right? You can do a screen recording on your phone of looking at their Instagram account, kind of walking through it, saying, oh, look, this is where you can improve. This is where you haven't done such a good job. This is where, we can get you more followers here, or we can be more consistent here. We can increase your whatever here. And you can kind of do like an audit of their Instagram account. Nothing too long, like maybe 2 minutes, because remember, they're busy. They don't have time to sit and watch something, right? So something like 2 minutes long, and then in a direct message or in an email, you can send them this audit, tell them you've made this for them, and the chances of them replying are a lot higher because they've seen you've already invested time into helping them, and it hasn't cost them anything. This is an amazing way to get people to kind of at least respond to an email or watch what you sent them and kind of get you on their radar. So if you are going to do this one, definitely do outreach like that because it really works. Okay, on to idea number 2. Idea number 2 is very simple. It's typing. What is this kind of service? Well, there are lots of people who need a video transcribed, who use a dictaphone and need someone to type out letters or whatever, or just to, turn papers, written hand note papers, into documents on the computer. And a lot of people, again, either don't have time for it, aren't very good at typing, and just can't be bothered for that. So this is where you could step in as a typist, or even if you're not a typist, it's still okay. You can step in and offer your typing services to, to transcribe whatever they want onto a document on the computer. I did this throughout school, which is, a lot of people probably don't know this, but yeah, I did this throughout school. I did typing for someone, for an accountant. They would dictate their letters and I would type them all up. And I did this throughout the whole of high school, and it was amazing. And the reason I liked it, the reason I liked it the most is because the best thing I got out of it was the fact that I can now touch type really, really fast. And by doing that job, not only did I get paid and all of that, but by doing that job, it taught me how to properly touch type, which I use obviously to this day. It's one of the best skills that I could possibly have, just because it's so quick to type something up, just super fast. So you should look into doing this, just because for one reason, you get paid, and second reason is it's a great skill to have and to learn. So even if you only can do 20 or 30 words per minute now, you'll get very, very fast the more jobs you get. Now, there are a few ways to find people. I don't think it's that hard. Some people might think it's hard, but you've got the classic websites like Fiverr and Upwork, but they're not always so kind if you're under the age of 18. So I want to make this video all for everyone, right? All inclusive of all ages. So if you're under the age of 18, then another way to actually get contacts is, believe it or not, to send emails. And the types of people you want to send emails to are like accountants and lawyers and people in insurance, people who need to write up letters, people who are, probably using a dictaphone or something like that. Or on the flip side, you can contact people who create videos and ask if they want their videos transcribed or turned into articles, something like that. So the outreach is very similar to social media managing. But I mean, like I said, there was going to be a trend on how you contact people. It's very, very normal. If you want to get work, you're going to have to start DMing, emailing, cold calling, these kind of things. And, don't let that, like I said, put you off. It's completely normal. And if you're nervous on the phone, just think of it like this. They have no idea who you are. You have no idea who they are. It doesn't matter what they say. If they say no, piss off. That's completely and absolutely fine. You just have to move on to the next client. Now, for this particular one, I think it's more of a side hustle. I can't imagine this being a full-time gig. Maybe if you have a lot of clients, you're doing typing all day, every day, then it's a full-time gig, but that's a lot of clients to have to find. So for example, when I did this in high school, it was very much a side hustle. It was an hour here, an hour there. You know, it was very, very much side hustle. So I wouldn't consider this a full-time thing. Idea number 3, this is video editing, and it's becoming so popular, especially as every platform is bringing video to their platform. Pinterest, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, all of these platforms have video in it now. And for so many people, I'm gonna stick with YouTubers here just because that's the field I know, but for so many YouTubers who make talking head videos just like this, where I'm literally sitting here talking to the camera, they don't wanna spend, you know, hours editing this video, well, their videos. They don't wanna spend hours editing a video, so they would happily have someone edit their video. And this kind of video is really easy to edit. I'm not saying, you know, to contact Peter McKinnon and ask if you can edit his crazy cinematic vlogs, because obviously you're gonna need quite a lot of video editing skills for that. You're going to need to know how to do color correction, transitions, maybe even some After Effects. It could be quite difficult. I'm talking about simply contacting YouTubers in the business entrepreneur niche, the tutorial niche, just, you know, the talking head video niche, maybe even someone's podcast on YouTube or something like that. But editing those videos is very simple. You can use a host of programs like Premiere Pro, iMovie, Final Cut. You can even use an iPad and use something called LumaFusion, that's what it's called. There are so many different platforms you can use to edit video. And this is probably one of the most time-consuming things for people who create videos. So having someone offer their services, especially if it's good value, that could get you a lot of money. Now, the best way to get clients in this niche is to literally email as many YouTubers as you possibly can. Start with YouTubers just because those videos are probably the hardest to edit, then move on to Facebook and Instagram, but just email, and make sure each email is personalized. People do not like to see some boring old email that everyone's got the same, like everyone's got, right? They want to see a personalized email. If you know their name, use their name. If you know their type of content, reference their type of content. Maybe reference a specific video that they've made, and it will just make the whole email a lot more personal. Now, I know this is a lot more time consuming and you probably don't want to spend time doing that, but it will increase the chances drastically of actually getting clients. Now, in terms of what to charge, I would actually recommend doing the first video for free, just so that person can see how good you are, can see, you know, how quick you are at delivering and all these different elements. And if they like it, then they'll come back for more, right? Rather than, you know, asking them to kind of pay you on a whim because they don't know how good you are. It could be a complete fail. This way you say, you know, I'm going to do your first one for free just so you can kind of see what I can do. Then afterwards, if you want to continue, then it will cost this much. And then you can just, you know, charge whatever you really want to charge, but maybe try and be reasonable at the start. And the best thing about this is it could be a full-time job. At the beginning, it might not be because you might only have a few people, you know, doing videos for, but this could easily turn into a full-time job if you get enough people, and especially if you get a single YouTuber who says, I want you full-time, I make videos nearly every single day, so I want you full-time to edit all of my videos. That's amazing, because that could be a proper full-time salary. Idea number 4, YouTube. What do I mean by YouTube? I mean creating a YouTube account. Now, I know this is not everyone's cup of tea, but anyone who watches my videos and anyone who's seen anything that I do knows I absolutely love YouTube. In fact, I even created a second tech channel. This is the tech channel. If you haven't gone and checked it out and subscribed, please do that. It'll help me get to 500 subscribers, and I'm really trying to get, you know, even to 1,000 subscribers. But yeah, go and check that channel out if you've got time. But either way, this idea of doing a YouTube channel is a brilliant idea, especially if you're under 18, if you're young. There is no, you know, age limitation here. You can do whatever you want. And the best thing about YouTube is if you are passionate about anything, if you like anything, and you just wanted to kind of share that in video format, then YouTube is perfect for you. And do I think you're too late for YouTube? Well, no, I don't. I mean, your content might not be 100% unique, and that's totally okay, because you as an individual are 100% unique, and the way you deliver your content will be 100% unique, because there is no other you out there creating videos. So even if I create a video in the same niche, same topic as another YouTuber, the way I deliver it, the way I talk about it, the way I edit my video, it's going to be different to the way they do it. So you're always going to attract a specific audience that like the way you talk, that like your face, that like the way you edit, that like the way you talk about a topic. There's always going to happen, right? So don't think of YouTube as being an oversaturated platform anymore. Just think of YouTube as an endless source of knowledge, basically, or just information. So if there is anything you want to make a video on, it doesn't matter that it's been done, just go and do it. This won't make money straight away. Don't expect it to make money straight away. In fact, actually saying that, on my tech channel, I made a video just talking about the gadgets I have on my desk, and I actually got a few people who go and buy from Amazon. So I got like $5 in referral or something like that. Look, I know, but with 200 and something subscribers, that's pretty cool. But either way, don't expect YouTube to actually make money at the start. It's a long-term thing. It could take a couple of years. You could be lucky. YouTube might love your videos and treat you well in the algorithm, and you could get millions of subscribers in a week. Who knows? But the point is, don't go in expecting to make money, because that's not going to happen. And I mean, the most important part about this is just, if you want to do it, start now. Start straight away. I wish I started YouTube in high school. I started when I was about 21, 22, and I'm now 26. So I've been doing it for quite a while, but I wish I started in high school, because that would have changed the game completely. So YouTube is definitely a really cool one, and you can treat it like a side hustle, and then as soon as it starts making money and it starts feeling like a full-time job, then treat it like a full-time job. I'm hopefully bringing out a 5-part YouTube series. I've been working on it for ages, and I just want to bring it out already. So hopefully in the next month or two, I'm going to actually bring it out on YouTube for free, so that you can watch it and learn how to actually create a YouTube channel. But one thing I'll just say, and this is probably the biggest thing regarding YouTube, is don't overthink. Okay, if you have an idea, you want to turn it into a video, just grab your phone, start recording. You don't need fancy mics, you don't need fancy lights, you don't need computers or a fancy camera. Just use your phone. The mic on your phone is absolutely fine. If you don't have good lighting, do it next to a window and just record that video and upload that video. If it gets no views, who cares? Just keep going. It's all about being consistent on YouTube. Idea number 5. This is an interesting one because it doesn't really have a name. I don't know what it's called. I would say a content creator, but not really. It's more of like a content putter outer. Those aren't even real words. But basically this idea is converting someone's content to be compatible across many platforms. Now, if that has a job title, then let me know in the comments, because I could not think of the job title. But basically what that job is turning someone's video. So let's say, let's take me for example, turning this video into a content ready format for TikTok, which is going to be 30 to 60 seconds in long form. It needs to be quick and snappy. So turning this video into a TikTok video, turning it into an Instagram post, maybe an Instagram TV video, an Instagram reel, then turning it into a Twitter post, turning it into a Facebook video, turning it into a Pinterest pin. All these different things, right? Taking someone's content and turning it into many forms of content, turning it into an article for my blog, right? This type of thing is so underratedly important. People don't realize, but all YouTubers, and not just YouTubers, but anyone in social media would love to have their content spread across many platforms, because if you have your content on lots of platforms, all having the same message, leading to the same end goal, maybe to your website or something like that, they would absolutely love that. But the amount of time it takes for me or for anyone to turn this video into a TikTok, into an Instagram, into whatever it is, it's so time consuming. And because the immediate gains are so small, obviously, the gains overall are big, but the immediate gains are so small, I think I don't have time to do this. I need to do something else that I find is at the moment more beneficial for me. So having someone to convert one piece of content into 10 pieces of content is a huge thing. And now, I know this sounds a lot like a social media manager, but it's not, because with the social media manager, I was kind of talking about Instagram and just managing someone's account, right? This, I'm talking about taking existing content and turning it into content for so many different platforms. Finding someone to do this for is very similar to all the other, jobs that I've just mentioned. Outreach. It's all about outreach, DMing, emailing, whatever it is, tweeting, whatever it may be. Message someone that potentially doesn't have a presence on lots of social media platforms. So find a YouTuber who's not really properly on Instagram or TikTok or Twitter or Facebook. Message them being like, it's so important for you to be on all these platforms. Why don't you do this? And you can even take a piece of their content, edit it into all these different platforms and send them and be like, look, I turned this into 5 or 6 platform ready pieces of content. I even made a whole article on one of your pieces. You can share this to all your other platforms if you want, or I don't mind doing this for all of your videos, for all of your tweets, for all of whatever, posting it for you and managing that side of your business. And then that would be amazing. I'm telling you, you would get so many people who want you to do this for them, because like they're just the YouTubers that I speak to. I know one of the biggest struggles is just being across so many different platforms. So that's a brilliant job idea. And to end, because those are the 5 ideas, I just want to say, don't let yourself get put down. Don't give up if you just get rejection after rejection after rejection, because you can get 100, you can get 500 rejections before you get that one person taking a chance and actually getting you to work for them, right? Saying yes. So don't give up, just stay persistent with it, stay consistent with it, because I'm telling you, eventually someone is going to take the chance, hire you, and it will be a snowball effect. It will be absolutely amazing for you. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments what you thought about these 5 ideas, if any of them interest you in particular. And I want to say, if you enjoyed this video, then you might like this video up here where I talk about 5 profitable business ideas. So definitely go and check that out next. And again, thank you so much for watching.